everyone, this is CricketSong with Inner Wisdom, and I just want to share some thoughts that I have today, or been having in the last couple of days, about what Wicca is, or what my feeling is, or maybe not necessarily what Wicca is, but what people seem to think what Wicca is. And it kind of goes along with this idea of black and white witchcraft, or dark and light magic, or just that whole idea of the polarity, like the right-hand path and the left-hand path, and sort of where Wicca falls into this. And the reason why I really have been inspired to share these thoughts with you today is because just this morning I was trying to catch up on some video watching of some of my personal subscriptions, the people that I subscribe to, as well as some other just being sort of carried along a path of watching other people's videos, you know, watching someone's and then them that I may subscribe to, and then they're referencing another video, and I follow and follow that link to another video of someone I'm not subscribed to but happen to watch their video. And I just kind of went on this journey of watching other people's videos and getting other people's thoughts and impressions about Wicca, whether they are Wiccan, whether they identify as Wiccan, or whether they don't identify as Wiccan, but their whole impression of what Wicca is and why they are not Wiccan. And I'm not here to convince or convince anyone to become Wiccan. Mind you, I don't do that. But I feel like people get the wrong impression of what Wicca is. Now, whether you, and again, this is my opinion about what Wicca is. And I guess I want to share with you the idea of what Wicca can be. And understand that I'm coming from, again, just my personal impression, my personal gnosis, and what I teach my students. So, what I understand, what other people seem to think what Wicca is this altruistic right-hand path where people self-sacrifice and do everything for everyone else at the behest of their own needs, wants, or desires. And I'm assuming where they're getting these ideas is looking at it and saying that the read tells us that we should be altruistic, as well as the idea of for the highest good. However, if you want my personal interpretation of the read, I will put a link to the video where I discuss the read in great detail, and I'm not going to do it in this video, but I urge you, if you haven't heard my perspective of what the read is, then please watch the other video to get a deeper understanding. But I honestly don't feel that we can take the read and it harm none, do what ye will, and paraphrase it to harm none. Okay, I don't feel that that really conveys the truest understanding of what the read means. But I do understand that a lot of individuals who look at Wicca, or who may have briefly studied Wicca, feels that Wicca is harm none. And I disagree. So I can understand where they may get that altruistic point of view from that. And for the highest good, doing things for the highest good, I can understand where, if that's all you know, harm none, and for the highest good, feel that Wicca is altruistic, then I get that. But that's not what Wicca is about. Wicca is when we're talking about the highest good, you need to take into consideration true will. And you need to take in, or I feel you should take into consideration true will when you're talking about in it harm none, do what ye will, capital W. It's different than just desire. It's different than just your motive. It's deeper. It's more meaningful than that. Wicca is not right-handed. It's not altruistic. It's not all about self-sacrificing. And yet it's not necessarily a left-hand path either. It's not just for your own desires. There is other considerations. And I like the idea that Christopher Penczak puts forth when he talks about Wicca being the crooked path. Not just the middle path, because the middle path, I feel, if you say Wicca is a middle path, that's talking about always being in balance. And I don't feel we're always in balance. If you were always in balance, you wouldn't be on the physical plane of existence. Wicca is a crooked path. Sometimes we do things because we put ourselves first, and sometimes we do things for the good of others. So it's a crooked path. It's like the Kundalini. Ideally, you balance out in everything that you do, but sometimes you are focused on you and what you need, and sometimes you're focused on the needs of others. Sometimes you may be Wiccan and be self-sacrificing, and sometimes you may need to focus on what you need to get done, what you want and what you need. And ideally, you're guided by spirit, the creator, the gods. So when we're talking about looking at what Wicca is, when people say that Wicca, oh, it's love and light, which is not a Wiccan viewpoint, that's more of a New Age viewpoint. Oh, they're always doing things for other people. I can't curse, and I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, but you can't throw a curse and still be Wiccan. That's not true. That's completely not true. Again, I'm going to refer you to my viewpoint of the read. So I guess it's, and I guess this really leads into a video about, I think Honey Ember Raven had 7 witchy questions, which is the video I'm going to do next. This sort of leads into a pet peeve. And I guess one of my pet peeves is the idea that people look at Wicca and think it's all light, it's all love, it's all positive, it's all good, and it's all white magic. Although I don't resonate with white or black magic, the concepts of that. But I feel like the people just think that Wicca is this fluffy and happy all the time. It's not what Wicca's about. It's not. And honestly, I feel like if that's your impression of Wicca and you're happy with just that, and you have said, oh, that's not me, I can't be positive, I can't be happy, I can't be altruistic, I can't be white, I can't be light all the time, then I mustn't be Wiccan. I would urge you, if Wicca still feels like something you might be more interested in, then dig a little deeper and really get to the understanding of what Wicca truly is. And I'm not saying my definition is the right definition of what Wicca is, because I know there's arguments about Wicca. You can only be Wiccan if you were initiated into a tradition, because it's an initiatory religion, or it is a mystery-based religion that you can only be revealed through initiation. I understand that. However, I was not formally initiated into a traditional Gardnerian or Alexandrian coven, so I know some Wiccans who were may not view me as a true Wiccan, but I call myself a non-traditional Wiccan. I'm not saying I have thrown a curse, I'm not saying I haven't thrown a curse, but if I choose to, or if I choose to work with darker goddesses, or if I choose to have beliefs that may be more left-hand path, it does not make me not a Wiccan. Too many nots in that sentence. But that's all. Those are just my thoughts. I wanted to share them with you because I feel like I was guided to do that. Okay, if you have any questions or comments or thoughts or additional considerations or whatever, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. I do my best to stay on top of all my comments. If it's something more personal, feel free to send me a message here on YouTube or send me an email message or find me on Facebook and ask the questions, because like I said, I answer every single email, every single message I get unless I miss it. But I do my best to stay on top of everything. Okay? And I love you all. Mwah.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to share it with others on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. This way you won't miss any of my newly uploaded videos. And be sure you've connected with me on Facebook, either through my CricketSong fan page, Lunar Wisdom business page, or by joining the Sacred Circle.